Alright, check this out. It's not Jeep related, and I'm not going to do a feature video on it, but I'll probably put this little story in here. But something a little different. I had a real good friend of mine who collects or hoards or packs away stuff, and he's got several trailers, car haulers and stuff that he has that are in different states of repair or disrepair. But if you look at this is a pretty nice trailer to begin with, and we're going to have to replace the floor. We're going to have to strip it, paint it, make sure the brakes work, put new lighting in there, etc., etc. I think that I'm going to take this rail and lower it so that it's the same height as the fenders, and then taper the rear down so that it narrows down to the end down there. And another thing that I've got to look at is this tow hitch receiver. Tow ball receiver is kind of beat up, and I've got to see if I can save it or if I'm going to have to cut this out and put a new one in. But yeah, let's get working on this. Anything to help out a friend. And like I said, I'll probably post up little updates on it, etc., as it goes, but I don't think it'll be a feature video. But right now I'm going to go ripping that wood out and set it on fire in a couple trash barrels and get rid of it. All right, so it looks like I've inherited this project. Discussing with the guy that wanted me to fix it up, it would have got too involved, too much labor. So I am going to run this out, and I am going to make it the car hauler that I want. It's got what I'm supposing are 3,500 pound axles on it, but there's no brakes. So I've got 2 sets of electric brakes coming in. I'm going to taper this rail down so that it's more angled, and I'm going to also replace the coupling, because the coupling was so beat up that you had to use a hammer to release it or to lock it. So I've got a new coupling for that, and I'll clean up where I had to cut the old one off because it was all welded on, it wasn't bolted. And so I'll clean that up, weld up the little seams and stuff, and then I'm going to put a back rail on here, and I'm going to mount a 8,000 pound hitch. I'm going to go with the Harbor Freight unit. I think they've got a portable unit that I'm going to slip into a receiver hitch on there somehow, and that way I have a battery box, a battery here with my controls, and then I'll also have a winch. And I've also got to get the lighting, because Florida State says that you need a red light at the rear of each side, a red reflector at the rear of each side, plus a amber light in the front and a amber reflector in the front on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, get the lighting all in there. And so I mean, this has been a lot of cleanup, and there's a lot of rust, and so I'm going to bust this out with some wire brushes, some buffing wheels, or the plastic heavy metal, or not metal stripping, paint stripping wheels. We'll get this cleaned up, and then I'm going to spray it with some farm frame and instrument rust converter primer, and then I'm going to use the farm implement black on here. Just knock it out, get it all done, get the brakes on it, and Lord willing, in a couple weeks we'll have a car hauler, and I can go pick up some CJs. Yay! Okay, so let's take a quick look at what I've done so far. I had to cut this 3/8. It's 4-inch angle iron, 3/8 thick. Somehow it got the piss bent out of it, so I had to cut that out because I couldn't straighten it. And I'm going to put 2-inch by 1/4-inch angle in there to replace it. But one of the things that this did not have, it did not have a backbone or center support that goes through, and all these angle iron cross members are bowed. Some of them have been hit, but all of them are bowed, and I think it's from the weight and the flexing that's going on with this trailer. So I put 3/16 by 2.5 all the way back, and then a 2.5-inch here that's going to be a tube support, and that way all this support that is the load bearing part, because you know you want more load on the tongue than you do on the back so that it doesn't wander and whip on you. So that way everything is tied together in this square, and I'm going to get that welded up probably this Saturday, and then we'll move on from there, because once I get all the parts in, then I can brush this down, get the chunky bits of rust off of there, and start prepping it for paint. Okay, let's keep going. I don't know how I inherited this project, but now it's mine, so let's get it going, and I'll be able to hoard Jeeps and Jeep parts and cars and stuff when I'm able to bring it home. My wife is saying, yay! Alright, so now this is Saturday, or the next day. Oh, gotta do this. Okay, it's next day. And I'm gonna go ahead and start burning this in. It looks like I got everything set up to where I need it. And I'm going to have to tack the end by the coupler and then put a jack underneath it and push this up, because these are bowed. So I got to get them back into position. So I'm going to go ahead and start burning this in. I might do a time lapse on it so that you can see some of it. It's not pretty work, it's grunt work, but we'll get it done. All right, while I was working on this, I didn't film everything, but I've got some pictures. So when we got the project, it had a wooden deck, and it was basically 80% there, 85% there, but it was all rotted. So I took the wood out of the deck and I burned it in some trash barrels, burn barrels, got rid of all that stuff. That went pretty quick, and then started stripping it down, taking the old fenders off, and in the process of taking the old fenders off, also cut the rear of the railing out so that I could taper that down. And it's been a process. It's just a bunch of labor and not too interesting, but I'll post up pictures of it, and that way you guys can see the steps that got us to this point. Okay, let me show you where we're at. I had to move the trailer because my welder wouldn't reach, and I had to put wheels on it to do it. So that threw me back like 10 hours. But put wheels on it, rolled it out here, got the majority of the welding done. I've got to go under it over here and weld onto the other sides of this angle iron for that cross member, and do a little bit more welding. I still got that piece that I've got to put in here, and then this will, or I should say put in here. This is getting done quick. So well, this is the major fabricating that I had to do, and that railing over there should go pretty quick. But then we'll be able to scuff this up, knock the rust off of it, and get ready for paint. All right, it's a couple days later. Sunday was church day, so Monday is work on the trailer day. So as you can see, I got the rail tapered down both sides, and I welded this new cross member from underneath. And so we'll that's basically done, and now we're going to move on to the coupling. Everything's taken longer than I thought it would. I was hoping to have the coupling done today, but that didn't happen. So it's almost dark. Skeeters come out at sunset, so I've got to run inside. But that's a major accomplishment. That work is done. The coupling's going to be bolted and welded onto the tongue. And oh, check this out. I got two box O brakes. So it's like a value meal, but each box has two brake systems in it. and I was looking at the mounting for the back plate. It looks like it's right, and it does match up to the 5 on 4.5 inch lug pattern. So the hubs fit on these rims. So that will probably be, I'll probably put those on after I get it prepped and painted. So we'll do this basically last, and then we'll have to do the lighting and the wiring for the brakes to get it all working. All right. All right, it's time to wrap up this part of the video on the Jeep Hauler. I've basically done all the fabrication work. They added the steel, they added the cross members, put a new coupling in, tapered the rear. So now it's going to go into the phase where I strip it, paint it, and then put the brakes on it. So let me show you what I've done the last little bit here. This is the coupling. This is one of these Kurt type of couplers. You pull that out, this opens up, and then when you're done, push it back in, and there's practically no way, once you put the pin in it, that the coupling can come undone. So that's pretty cool. I don't know how long it'll last. I don't know if it's going to be a hassle, you know, to get the ball lined up in there or not, but I'm going to try it. But I had to put in a 1/4 inch spacer on each side to make it match the tongue of the trailer. So I've got a 1/4 inch spacer on each side, but I drilled through the spacers and through the coupling. I've got 2 1/2 inch bolts on each side. I actually drilled a 3rd bolt for each side, and with my uncanny ability to be able to try to put a bolt where a bolt won't fit, that's what happened. There's some steel behind there, and it wouldn't let me put the bolt in, so what I did is I pocket welded it shut. So it's probably not as strong as a nut, but it's pretty damn strong. And then I've got tacks here, tacks here, tacks here, and tacks on the other side. And so this pretty much wraps it up. And I'm going to get this video finished and posted. All right, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for Jeep Hauler Part 2, where we do the paint, and we do the brakes, and we get this thing tested. I was thinking about maybe throwing the Cherokee on there and then dragging it around with the J20, see how it runs, see how it pulls, see how it brakes. All right, thanks for watching. See ya.